Bhajanitai Gaur Radeshyam Japo Hare Krishna Hare Ram. Welcome to Sarva Shakti. Today we will study two interesting verses. One is from Chaitanya Bhagavata 2.23.79 and the next one is Chaitanya Bhagavata 2.23.80. These verses are speaking straight away, clearly what was the real instruction of Sri Gouranga Mahaprabhu. After Sri Gouranga Mahaprabhu, in the same verses before of the 79, he explained that this is the Maha Mantra. He gave the Maha Mantra to the followers. And right after that, he said, you must to chant according to a prescribed number. Right after prescribed number, Gauranga Mahaprabhu is explaining the verses we have here on screen. And in the following verses, shlokas, Sri Gouranga Mahaprabhu is instructing himself clearly what to do in relation to Kirtan, because all what we are studying at this time is about Kirtan. By the way, I haven't been uploading video for about 2 weeks here in this channel because I am writing work that is called the Maha Mantra of Sri Gouranga Mahaprabhu. This is a work where I am compiling all the information regarding to Maha Mantra and how it was explained and how the disciples, direct disciples of Sri Gouranga Mahaprabhu did the Maha Mantra back in time. We are speaking about 500 years ago. Who is Gauranga Mahaprabhu? Then what is Harinam, Yuga Dharma, quoting all the shlokas as should be with the proper translation of the shlokas. These shlokas have been compared with some of the most popular translation of shlokas, such the Chaitanya Charitamrita of Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada and other versions. And here I am showing you all the shlokas that are explaining the real Maha Mantra of Sriman Mahaprabhu that he teach to his disciple and intimate associate the Maha Mantra for Japa in an exclusive form. So here also you have all the explanation about what is Harinam, what is Sankirtan, what is Maha Mantra. Sarvabhauma Sri Rupa Goswami, when they are describing the Maha Mantra of Sri Gouranga Mahaprabhu, they are telling clearly that Sri Gouranga is counting. What Sri Gouranga Mahaprabhu and the associate did. This verse explained that we must do count. That's why Maha Mantra is called Maha Mantra, because it's a mantra. Sri Gouranga Mahaprabhu to his disciple, and his disciple did exactly the same. I am telling you, everywhere is the same information. All the acharyas, every single time when they are speaking about Mahaprabhu chanting out loud the Maha Mantra, they are always putting one line at least where it reads, he is counting, he's using the Japa. Okay, what we have now, today, is the Chaitanya Bhagavata 79, 2.23.79. In this verse, Sri Gouranga Mahaprabhu in Navadvip is giving the instruction to the people, to his disciples and followers, that you can go and gather 5 to 10 people can sit together in a house and perform kirtana. Here the verse reads, Dasa Panchamili Nija Dwarete Vasija Kirtana Karaha Save Hate Talidija. 5 to 10 people can sit together in a house and perform kirtana. In which context? This is the most important thing here about everything, I think. The most important is what is the context that Gauranga is giving for is giving these verses. We can see just straight before of this. We can see the verse 2.23.77 and of Chaitanya Bhagavata. We are in the same text. I am not tap dancing, jumping from one place to another to try to prove myself right. This is correct because this is all or the same verses, one on top of the other, and this is the same lila happening. So here in the verse 2.23.77, Sri Gouranga said, the Lord continued, this is the Maha Mantra, all of you go and chant this mantra according to a prescribed number. This is what Sri Gouranga Mahaprabhu is explaining. And this verse is extremely important because this is the synthesis of all the teaching of Sri Gouranga regardless to Maha Mantra. You can see clearly here, the Lord continue, this is the Maha Mantra. So Gouranga Mahaprabhu in the previous verse is explaining the Maha Mantra, is telling what is the Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And then in the next verse he said, the Lord continued, this is the Maha Mantra, all of you go and chant this Maha Mantra according to a prescribed number. Okay, write the next verse, no jumping from Chaitanya Bhagavata to Padma Purana and Brahma Purana and this and that and the Bible and then the Sumerian language. No, all is the same lila, all consecutive verses who are explaining what Sri Gouranga Mahaprabhu truly explained to his disciples. So this verse read, let's connect again in case that somebody is flying. The Lord continued, this is the Maha Mantra, all of you go and chant this mantra according to a prescribed number. This prescribed number is extremely important because this means exclusively, prescribed number means japa. You must do count. Counting is what we find, what we will see. You can see, I have been going all through the Shastra, and the only thing that you see together, always together with Maha Mantra is prescribed number, counting, japa, samkhya, that means counting. So this is the verse now. The Lord continued, this is the Maha Mantra, all of you go and chant this mantra according to a prescribed number. In the next verse, by doing so, everyone will attain perfection. Always chant. There is no other prescription. Here, another extremely important verse to meditate. Please meditate. Don't go against my words because my words here are extracted from Chaitanya Bhagavata. Are not my words. I am just explaining and speaking out of the Bhagavata. I am reading the Chaitanya Bhagavata. This is the word of Sri Gouranga Mahaprabhu wrote down by Sri Vrindavan Das Thakur. So please don't think that these are my words. I am only showing you what is in the Shastra. Here is an extremely important verse. Why? Because this verse is explaining what is the prescription for chanting the Maha Mantra Hare Krishna. Is there a prescription for Maha Mantra Hare Krishna? Yes, absolutely yes. The only prescription is by doing so everyone will attain perfection. Always chant, there is no other prescription. What is the prescription? What is the prescription? Chant this mantra according to a prescribed number. There is no other prescription. Always chant. Everyone will attain perfection by doing so. By doing so, Sri Gouranga is explaining what is the process of Maha Mantra. The process of Maha Mantra is you go chant the Maha Mantra with a prescribed number. By doing so, everyone will attain perfection. You will attain perfection on bhakti by chanting the Maha Mantra in japa. Okay, we have until here. Perfect. It's clear, crystal clear. Can anyone who is watching this video now can say that this is not crystal clear? Is any confusion? Is in any place here Gouranga saying you go and chant this Maha Mantra according to a prescribed number, japa, and in your free time do Kirtan of Maha Mantra? No. Gouranga is not saying anything like that. So this is crystal clear. If this is clear for you or is contradicting your beliefs, your faith, doesn't matter, because this is the path of mysticism. We must deconstruct ourselves in order to achieve perfection. The tree, the roses are growing, and in one point you must go and cut the roses and the branches that are not helping in the growing and in the life of this very tree. So in the same way, sometimes we must go and cut some things from our beliefs, faith, ideas that are not helping at all. For example, many Western, before starting the fully process of transformation, spiritual development, they to say, for example, have been consuming alcohol, drugs, marijuana, or eating animals, meat, cow, flesh of animals, right? But in one moment they realize that this doesn't go together. Spiritual life, ahimsa, no violence, love to every single living entity doesn't go together with eating animals or with using drugs and alcohol, because are making damage to my body, sacred body, where I expect that Bhagavan will live in my heart. So how I can contaminate and destroy the temple where my Lord will live in my heart? Doesn't go together. And if we go through the biography of all the big saints, the Siddha Mahatmas of Gaudiya Vaishnavism and mysticism of all the eras and all the religions and philosophies, we will find exactly the same. They are vegetarian, they are not consuming drugs, period. Someone can say that maybe Shiva is using marijuana. Well, I would like you to quote directly here in the comment of this video where Shiva is using any kind of drug. This is not happening. Alright, so we have here this verse, and liking it or not, these are the instructions of Sri Gouranga Mahaprabhu. And next to this very verse where Gouranga Mahaprabhu is explaining how to chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, through my book and through my previous videos also, you will find all the quotations where Gouranga Mahaprabhu is described by his disciples or followers as chanting loud the Maha Mantra and chanting in the Japa. He's speaking out loud the Maha Mantra while chanting the Japa. And you must remember one very important thing. Maha Mantra and all the mantras, because Maha Mantra is a mantra because the name is Maha Mantra. It's not Maha Harinam, Mahanam, no, it's Maha Mantra. It's the biggest of the mantras. There is not only one Maha Mantra such as Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, but there are millions of Maha Mantras, but we will cover this in a different video. Then all the mantras has three ways of chanting. All the mantras, and this count of course Maha Mantra because Maha Mantra is mantra. Bhashika, that is the way of chanting, of reciting, chanting a mantra that is out loud. Is what Sri Gouranga did when Srila Rupa Goswami, Prabodhananda Saraswati are explaining about the Maha Mantra of Sri Gouranga. They are always explaining that Maha Mantra of Sri Gouranga is Bhashika Maha Mantra. He's chanting out loud and they always say, but he's counting. This is very important. The second way of chanting a Maha Mantra is chanting a mantra is Upamshu. Upamshu is in a very loud, very low voice. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. While you do your japa. And the third way of chanting a mantra is Manasa or Manasika, inside your mind. No sound is coming from your mouth, it's in the mind. From the three, the most basic is Bhashika. The second, amplify the power of a mantra per 10 times is Upamshu, and then amplifying the mantra per 100 times is Manasa. So the chanting of Japa, of Maha Mantra, or any other mantra in the mind only, while you do your Japa, of course, it will amplify the power of mantra by 100 times. Of course, Sri Gouranga, for the benediction of the entire creation, he do Bhashika Japa, not only Bhashika Japa, but he in many places is doing Bhashika Japa of Maha Mantra. And very important, when you do Bhashika Mantra, chanting out loud a mantra, while you are doing the repetitions, you don't chant with musical instruments. It means that this kind of Bhashika Mantra is not for Kirtan. Because nowhere in Shastra Sri Gouranga is chanting with drums and cymbals, kartals and kol, mirdangam, the Maha Mantra. Nowhere in Shastra. But in some part of Shastra, Gouranga, yes, is chanting Maha Mantra, but not with a kirtan, just that he is sitting down and chanting the mantra in a loud voice while he is counting. So Gouranga Mahaprabhu is explaining this. This is the Maha Mantra. All of you go and chant this Maha Mantra according to a prescribed number. Who gives the prescribed number? Well, you can find two ways of prescribed number. That your guru will give you a prescribed number. He will say, just to say 8, 16, 64 rounds, 24 rounds, 36 rounds, 48 rounds, whatever guru will instruct to you. Otherwise, if you don't have a guru, a Diksha guru yet, who will give you the Diksha Maha Mantra, because Maha Mantra also is a Diksha mantra, it's not only Harinam, it's a Diksha mantra. Then you can find out by your own practice, your own sadhana every day, how many rounds you can do together in one point, in one moment. I will do 5 rounds to say something very basic in the morning, 5 rounds in the evening before going to sleep. So you do 8 rounds, and so 8 rounds should be every single day. You cannot go down of your number, you can just increase. This is what Gauranga is saying, chant according to a prescribed number. This is my number, 8 rounds, 16 rounds, 64 rounds, 128 rounds, whatever rounds you are doing, this is your prescribed number. You must to keep counting like this. This is the instruction of Gauranga. And then he said, if you do like this, you Maha Mantra in Japa, by doing so, everyone will attain all perfection. Always chant, there is no other prescription. Okay, let's go to the next verse. Write the next verse. And here, Gauranga will speak about Kirtan. That this is the big point that many are confusing actually, because Shastra is clear, but there is so much confusion on this, and the confusions are rooted in traditional things, family affairs and stuff that make not possible to properly study. Luckily, we are studying this and we are realizing what is what, and we can do the correct sadhana, the correct way as Gauranga taught to the disciples. So the verse 2.23.79 reads, Dasa panchamili nija dwarete vasija kirtana karaha save hate tali dija. Alright? Here Sri Gauranga explain or instruct 5 to 10 people can sit together in a house and perform kirtana. 5 to 10 people can sit together in a house and perform kirtana. Alright. Now the question is, in the previous verses, Sri Gouranga Mahaprabhu is giving the Maha Mantra. He said out loud, this is the Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. And then he said, all of you go and chant according to a prescribed number. Right after he said, by doing so, all of you will attain perfection. And right after this verse, he said 5 to 10 people can sit together in a house and perform kirtana. And this verse, many have been taken as the proof that Gauranga is saying that you can do the kirtan of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. No, it's not that. 5 to 10 people can sit together in a house and perform kirtana. And let's read the next verse to make it quite clear. It's absolutely clear, crystal clear, sharp. You should chant Haraye Namaha, Krishna Yadavaye Namaha, Gopala Govindaram, Shri Madhusudana. This is the instruction of Sri Gouranga Mahaprabhu. He said, Maha Mantra is for Japa only. And for Kirtana, you should chant Haraye Namaha, Krishna Yadavaye Namaha, Gopala Govindaram, Shri Madhusudan. What this means? This means that you should chant the Harinams, different names of Hari, different compositions of the names of Hari. If we remember, and if you have been studying, if not, do it please, because you will understand everything. If we go through the Shastra, the biographies, and the poetry that are speaking about Sri Gouranga Mahaprabhu, we can clearly find which kirtanas Sri Gouranga was chanting, which kirtanas they chant on the time that they had the wonderful Kirtanas night in Srivasangan, in the house of Srivasa Prabhu, Srivasacharya. And none of the Kirtans were Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, but Kirtans such as Ram Narayam, Ram Narayam, Ram Narayam, Haraye Namaha, Krishna Yadavaye Namaha, Gopala Govinda Ram, Shri Madhusudan, Om Ram, Om Ram, Om Ram, Om Ram. And other kirtans that are not write down because there were what we call improvisation. In relation to the lila, in relation to the mood, to the bhav, that the kirtan, the moment, time and place were surrendered. So the kirtaniyas were chanting different songs and creating the songs. They were not having a fixed song, this is our song. this is our song and we chant always this. No, it was not like this. It was raga nuga, was flowing, constantly flowing different songs. If you go to the Adi Kirtan of Sri Gouranga Mahaprabhu, the Adi Kirtan, what means? Means the first Kirtan of Sri Gouranga Mahaprabhu that took place in the Tola. What is the Tola? The Tola is the school that Sri Gouranga Mahaprabhu had back in time, where he was teaching philosophy to his students. In the time, in the Lila of Nimai Pandit, right? He was teaching philosophy, but in one moment the Bhav overflowed Sri Gouranga and he said, I cannot stand it anymore to be speaking about Jnani's philosophy and this and Shastra and the and that. Let's start Kirtana. And from that very moment, start the Kirtana. And many will think that, okay, so the first Kirtan of Mahaprabhu, of course, was Maha Mantra Kirtan. No, never was Maha Mantra Kirtan. Not there, none in any other place Gauranga did Maha Mantra Kirtan. What was the first Adi Kirtan? The Adi Kirtan, the first Kirtan of Sri Gouranga Mahaprabhu was a composition that he made in the time, in that same moment. He started manifesting feelings about that we should start chanting that we should start chanting the names of the Lord. Because the time is short, we will die, we are in ignorance, we are in Mahamaya. We start chanting the names of the Lord. And through that we will obtain liberation and all spiritual benediction. So in the Tola, in the Adi Kirtan of Sri Gouranga Mahaprabhu, there was not a Maha Mantra Hare Krishna. In the Srivas Angan, in the house of Srivas Pandit, there was not Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. When Sriman Gauranga Mahaprabhu is traveling to the south of India, there is no Maha Mantra Hare Krishna. But there is right down, clearly. It's not like, oh, we are missing some information here or nothing, because there is clear information about what Gauranga was chanting. Ram Narayan, Hare Hare Namah Krishna Yadavaye Namah. These were the kirtans because these are Harinam, and the Harinam chanting has no prescription as the prescription of doing the Mahamantra Kirtan Japa. Let's put it together here and clear. Let's get back to the moment that Sri Gouranga will give the Mahamantra. You can see all these verses are continuous verses. Chaitanya Bhagavata 2.23.75. The Lord personally instruct everyone, hear the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. 76. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. There is the Mahamantra. Gauranga give the Mahamantra. 77. The Lord continue, this is the Mahamantra. All of you go and chant this mantra according to a prescribed number. Prescribed number, Sankhya, means Japa. And here reads Japa. Nirvanda, counting. Counting, Japa. Next verse 78. By doing so, everyone will attain all perfection. Always chant. There is no other prescription. Prescription, go and chant this mantra according to a prescribed number. Prescription, prescribed number. There is no other prescription more than the prescribed number. So, Mahamantra is for Japa. 79. 5 to 10 people can sit together in a house and perform Kirtana. 80. You should chant Haraye Namah, Krishna Yadavaye Namah, Gopala Govinda Ram, Shri Madhusudan. Okay, clear, 100%, 300%, 100,000% clear. Let's see just the next verse if we have anything about Mahamantra Kirtan or something like that, or some other instruction more than this. These are my instructions on how to perform Sankirtan. Go home and chant together with your wife, father and son. Sankirtan, we remember Sankirtan doesn't mean chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra out loud. Sankirtan means, by the Sanskrit dictionary, to pray, to praise, to glorify. And for Gaudiya Vaishnavism, Sankirtan means to glorify the names of the Lord. Means you can chant the names of Hare. And here Gauranga reads, explain, these are my instructions on how perform Sankirtan. How to perform Sankirtan? Previous verse, Haraye Namah, Krishna Yadavaye Namah, Gopala Govinda Ram, Shri Madhusudana. What is this? Previous verse, 5 to 10 people can sit together and perform Kirtana. Alright? Gauranga said, this is the way to do the Kirtan. And in the next, having received mantra from the mouth of the Lord, they all become jubilant. After offering obeisance, they return to their respective homes. Bottom line, final point. In honor to the truth, in honor to the instructions of Sri Gouranga Mahaprabhu, the golden avatar. I truly believe that we should study the Shastra and to try to find out what was the real instruction, because 500 years have been passed on, and we can see from a Western point of view, for example, the Catholic Church have been painting an image of Jesus Christ that doesn't belong really to what really Jesus was. They have been omitting so many things, such as in the Nicea Council in Rome. They banned reincarnation from the Christian philosophy because it was not commercial for them, for the church. So who say that maybe, or who say that not, it's not possible that maybe after 500 years of the instruction of Sri Gouranga, some things are changed. And to support what I am saying, I am showing you the only pramana we have. That is the Shastra. The Shastra is pramana. Nobody else is pramana, with the exception, of course, of the Goswamis of Vrindavan, of the disciple of the Goswamis of Vrindavan, who are perfect Nityasiddhas. The actions of Sri Gouranga and the Panchatattva, and I'm showing you proof by Shastra, not that my guru said, that guru said, that say, this devotee say. No, this is not pramana. The real pramana, transcendental pramana, is Shastra, and Shastra is explaining and telling sharp, clearly, what I am saying here. The verses are there, you can go and start finding it out. Important thing, when you read the Shastra, check the Bengali, translate the Bengali and read, understand, study what that means, because many of the translation I have been founded out and I was believing in, many of the translation has some trick, such as in one of the verses that we read, it reads that Gauranga instruct to chant in Kirtan, Sankirtan, Hare Namaha, Krishna Yadavaye Namah, Gopala Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan, right? I found out in the translation in English by Bhaktivedanta Swami that he wrote the translation of the verse, not the purpose, but the translation of the verse. He wrote down, everybody chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra along with this song, Hare Namah, Krishna Yadavaye Namah. This is not true. And nobody can do that. This is offensive to the Shastra. So you must check the shloka and translate. Nowadays we have technology. Thanks God, we have technology. Now I can put the full Bengali verse in Google and to translate word to word and see what is the point, what is reading here. It reads Maha Mantra Hare Krishna somewhere? No, nothing about that. So you can do the same. In the next episode, we will study what was happening with the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan, plus Lokanath Goswami and the disciples, that they didn't chant Hare Krishna Kirtan either, and I have proof. If you like this series, please subscribe, and I am really looking forward to read your powerful and positive comments in the comment section. Positive means that you can, of course, open questions and quote shlokas that we can study here in the next videos. Thanks very much for watching. Panchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhu vyayevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Praise to Sri Nitai Gauranga. Worship to Sri Sri Radhesham. Chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra in your Japa according to a prescribed number. Vaya Nitai Gaur Radhesham Japa Hare Krishna Hare Ram.